Hi, this is Angela Wolf, and welcome back to the Nail Bag Sew Along. We are halfway finished. The next step we have is to attach the vinyl bags to zippers. Moving on to the vinyl. It's very tricky to see, but you're going to flip over one of the ends. Doesn't matter, they're both right sides. Use your clips, but fold over one of the ends because you have to imagine you're going to be folding it over and it's going to match up with the edge of your zipper. So just fold it under maybe 1/4 of an inch, depending on how wide your zipper is. And I'm just going to use clips to hold this. You can't press this or it'll melt. So it gets a little bit tricky. So this side will be attached to that side of the zipper tape. And then I'm going to take the 4-inch piece and do the same thing. Fold over the edge, same amount. Use your clips to just hold it in place. This gets a little bit tricky simply because we can't use pins in the vinyl. So it's basically stitching very slowly, making sure that the vinyl goes to each end of the zipper. And the other thing that you'll need to use is a non-stick foot. It just has a plastic area on the bottom. It'll slide right across that vinyl with no problem. As I'm stitching, notice that the zipper teeth are right along the edge of this foot. And then the vinyl, I'm holding the fold under with my hand that's folded, and I'm leaving that just over just a little bit. This foot just glides right across that vinyl with no problem. And when you get close to this area of the zipper, just make sure your needle is in the down position, lift up your foot, and close the zipper. And continue down. Again, I'm using the pink thread so you can see it really well. And one side is finished. Line up the second side, again, with the vinyl over just a little bit. And try to line up the edges of your vinyl here. Notice the vinyl is a little bit longer than the zipper. I did that on purpose just because when we go to stitch the sides, we don't have to worry about breaking a needle on the zipper teeth. Make sure the needle is in the down position, lift up the presser foot, and then open your zipper up. And finish stitching. So our first zipper section is finished. And fold under your end, about 1/2 of an inch, just like you did with the other side, and use clips to hold that in place. So this will be the one area, and I'll have room for one more zipper here, which will go right there. And then I'll have one more area in case I have other tools that I want to fit in. I'll take another piece of plastic, and this one I'm going to fold over again, just about 1/2 of an inch, and add my clips. This side you don't need to worry about trimming because once this is attached, this plastic will go under our black area of our base. Lining up the edge of the foot with the zipper teeth and moving the vinyl over just a little bit. You might notice after you leave that vinyl clipped for a moment, it ends up staying that way, so it makes it a little bit easier. So now that we're on this side, we need to open the zipper up, so get that zipper head out of the way. Again, line up your vinyl. Try to make the vinyl and the zipper about equal on each side. Again, we'll be trimming that off, but this will at least make it somewhat even. Zippers are finished. They look great. They fit right to the edge of the bag. And I can either determine if I want this full 2 inches up here or maybe get rid of a little bit. I think I'm just going to get rid of just a little bit, maybe about 1/2 inch. I'm just going to hold this in place and trim the excess vinyl off. It's easy to trim the vinyl because you can see the color underneath. Perfect. Now what about the edges? We have a little bit of extra room on both sides, which I do that so that way when we have excess for the zipper tape, we can line up our zippers appropriately. So I'm just going to go along here and trim off. Make it nice and even. And do the same for this side. At the bottom area here, this is where the black of the base I was telling you about of the bag. So this vinyl will go underneath and this black will go on top. It looks like I have just enough room in that compartment for 2 nail supplies, and then up here could be my nail files. That looks pretty good. Use clips to attach the vinyl to the top. I'm going to remove this black area for a second. This is the bottom of the bag. The vinyl goes all the way down to here. We really don't need that much, so I'm just going to trim some of this off. It'll still be covered by this area here. So here's the vinyl. I stitch all the way around the bag, but if we don't add another stitch from here, attach the zipper tape to the bag, what will happen is you'll open this up, and when you go to insert something in the bag, it's going to go all the way through. So go back to the machine and stitch right next to this line or right along that same stitch line, whatever you think looks best. Again, I'm using pink thread so you can see it, but just stitch one more row right next to it. And then you're going to stitch 1 row along this bottom edge of the vinyl. Lined up my laser light right along that stitch line, and then I'm stitching right on the edge of that zipper tape. When I get about this close to the head of the zipper, make sure your needle is in the down position. Close that zipper. And all the way to the end. So that's one area, and the next thing I want to stitch is across this lower part of the vinyl. I just want to stitch that in place. Remember, this will be underneath of that black lower section. Looks great. Now I just want to go to the edge of the vinyl. I'm going to leave all of this area out of the way. The part that we were going to, with the elastic, leave that out of the way for now. Just go to the area that has the vinyl. And we're going to open your zippers so the zipper heads don't get in the way. And you're just going to do a stitch about 1/8 inch from the edge all the way around. The openings look great. The zippers look good. There's plenty of room for the nail file, and in the lower area there's plenty of room for any other nail supplies. Perfect. I think you might agree with me that sewing vinyl or even attaching zippers to vinyl is a breeze. Again, this is Angela Wolf. See you next time on BrotherSews.com.